let's start standing. We're just gonna do a little step touch with a wrist roll here first. I just wanna make sure to get a little bit of warmth in your wrists and shoulders before we head down to the floor for all that. Also, just a little light warm up for your brain before we start doing too much else. We gotta ease ourselves into it, right? Switch directions on the wrist roll. Let's get really feisty with our wrist roll and go tiger claw. Oh, now while we're still doing tiger claw, let's try that. Add that little hamstring curl on each end. Oh my gosh, switch directions with the tiger claw. You're doing it. You're doing it. This is fitness. Yay. It's already happening. Ooh, all right, stop the tiger claw. Go pull on each end. With that double pull, hamstring curl, and upper back, we want to make sure the front of our body stays nice and tight, ribs stay tucked down a little bit, so we're not extending through the low back on each end here. And let's go ahead and stop doing that and just step wide. Nice wide stance. Deep breath in, stretch up nice and tall. We're gonna bring the hands to the chest. We're gonna set our hips back slightly, then press the knees out a little bit. And we're just gonna glide side to side. Don't worry about getting real deep right away. Just sort of hit each end and allow your hips to gently get a little bit lower, like a falling snowflake in the still air. Yes, yes. Let's just pause on one side, take a breath, slide over to the other side, pause. Make your way back to the middle, and then we're gonna just tip ourselves forward into a forward fold here. Ooh, just dangle for a moment, and we're gonna roll up nice and slow. Stack everything up, and just heel toe ourselves back to standing. Roll the shoulders a little bit at the top. Stretch up tall through the crown of the head. And let's go ahead and do some front crawl. So one arm comes forward, reaching that shoulder out forward, and like you're walk by low fiving somebody, we're gonna squeeze that shoulder back. Other side, reach forward, low five. And just keep that going for just a moment. Getting the shoulder really nice and far forward and then squeezed back on each repetition. Nice, looking good, everybody. One more each side. You got this, Nate. You got this. Maybe every time I see somebody yawn, I'm gonna give them a little extra approval. Oh, that was more than once on each side. Stretch up tall and just swing your arms. Charge up your dynamo. That's what you're doing. You have a dynamo inside you and you're just charging it up. Do y'all know what a dynamo is? Yeah, I don't really. I know it's something that moves or something. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe when you have a break, Beth, you can write in the chat what a dynamo is. We'll all be a little smarter. Oh, let's just go ahead and do some easy taps on the back to chest opener. One more each side. And all right, let's start this workout as written now. We're gonna start with some cat-cow. Oh, we're not doing 30 seconds. We're doing 10 each of these. I don't know, I just started that for fun. I like timers running in the background, I guess. So we're gonna get down onto the floor. We're gonna stay on the floor. So I'm probably not gonna see you for the next 10 minutes here, but do your best, do your best. So tailbone up through the top of the head is long, but then we're gonna take a breath in, opening through the chest, allowing the back to arch, but we still want that feeling of lengthening. Then we're gonna draw the navel up towards the ceiling and round. So there we just did one. We're gonna do 9 more of those. Cat-cow, opening, lifting the navel towards the ceiling, keep that going. If you are a person with any sort of history of like hypermobility in your back or a lot of back pain, you might not need to take this to the very end of your range. If you're someone with a tighter back, maybe you kind of have that default cheerleader butt stance, then you might want to really work hard on that cat variation. Really thinking about tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone then towards the chin, and getting the middle of your back as high as possible. It can be a nice way to sort of warm up your core as well as lengthen those erectors. Nice, Mara. I am positive that all of you are doing as well as Mara is, but she's the only one I can see at this moment. All right, finish up your 10, and then we're gonna flip over and do 10 dead bugs. So key for dead bugs is that we do wanna be in this hollow body position. So hands right over shoulders, knees right over hips, and we want the center of our body really drawn in, like we've ratchet strapped our navel to the floor. And from here, we're just gonna reach out long, opposite hand and foot, and then back to center. You can also take it to a toe tap, keeping the leg bent. That's a great way to sort of limit the leverage of that extending leg on your low back. So your litmus test for how challenging you should make this is how still and grounded to the floor your low back can be. And we're trying to go relatively slow with these, not too slow because we're also trying to warm up here. Nice. Let's just count each side as one, and we're gonna go even slower the next 2 rounds. Then we're gonna flip that over, and you can just watch for a second. We're gonna do push-up negatives. So you do not have to get back up from your push-up. We're just gonna get into our best plank, and we're gonna try to pull our chest down to the floor, thinking about opening the chest as we get down there. If you have to even roll onto your side to get up from the position you're in, great. We're just gonna do that 5 times. So take your time. Elbows squeezed in towards the body. So we're trying not to flare our elbows out. And we're opening our chest as we get down, and we're trying to go all the way down. Warming up is one great option. If you can even do this more or less on your toes, great. However, you always have that option of getting elevated. It's a little bit harder to just fully lower yourself onto an object because you kind of have to not just fold yourself over the thing that you're working with. If it's the back of a couch, you probably are going to do okay. But we want to get fullest range of motion possible, which is kind of taking you to that hands off the floor sort of position. All right, it's just 5 of those. And then we're back 2 more rounds, 10 cat-cow, 10 dead bugs, 5 push-up negatives, twice again. So take your time with these, 10 cat-cows. You can use your breath inhaling as you open through the chest, exhaling as you draw the navel up towards the ceiling. Remember, we're tucking our chin into the chest. We're tucking our tailbone up towards the chin is what it should feel like. Like there's a string from your chin to the tip of your tailbone, and it's getting tightened a fair amount as you raise the navel up towards the ceiling. And flipping over for those 10 dead bugs. Remember, from here, we're trying to get our navel really strapped down to the floor, tight, 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 and then go really slow on these. So we're just doing 5 per side, 10 total. So take your time, really focus on that feeling of stillness and stability, the low back squeezing towards the floor. Depending on the size of your glute muscles, your sort of natural curve in the low back, you may or may not feel an actual connection to the floor, but we want the intention to be of that squeeze, everything shrink wrapping down around the spine towards the floor. And then for your 5 push-up negatives, try a few different hand positions. So try something narrow, try something wide. Either way, we want to kind of screw our hands into the floor and keep those elbows pulling in towards the ribs versus flaring out and letting that shoulder dump forward. Try to make these feel fairly challenging. If you can do the positive after doing the slow negative, great. And when you're done with your last one, back to those cat-cow. Last round here, 10 cat-cow, 10 dead bug, 5 push-up negatives. Nice and slow on your dead bugs. Ooh, Mara, we are like synced up. Nice. Or maybe you're just watching me. Ooh, it should be a little burning when you finish these dead bugs. Yeah, it should be a little fire going in your, I don't know, traditional Chinese medicine. Maybe you would call it the lower boiler or something, the under furnace. 5 negatives. Make them nice and slow. Again, try modifying the positioning of your hands a little bit for some variety. Ooh, nice, Mara, nice and slow. Nice, Kira, nice, Nate. Way to finish strong. All right, if you finish up, go ahead, grab your weights, whatever you like. All right. So we're going to be doing timed intervals. So you'll do this with me. There's no way you can do 30 seconds faster than I do 30 seconds unless you're close to a black hole or something, in which case I think there's some weird relativity things happening. We're going to do a 30 seconds of a press on the right. Now, it's just as written as press. Most of us are going to be doing a strict press. So we're going to want elbow to stay right under the wrist, trying to avoid, again, that elbow coming out. We want the line of power to be straight through our forearm. So that thing's going straight up to that overhead. Same from the front, straight up to that overhead, trying not to have this happen. If you're out here, no big deal, then it can be out. We just don't want the elbow to get out from under your weight. Upper back nice and strong for stability. If you have a heavy enough weight that you can do a couple really strong strict presses, and you have to switch to a little bit of a push press, try to work that slow return and just sort of adjust the movement to the weight that you have. And we're gonna do a bent over row after we hit each side. So we're getting a nice strong bent over position. If you like to brace on one knee, you can. If you like a little stagger stance, you can do that. If you have something that you want to use kind of like a bench, boop, great. And we're just trying to do almost the exact same pattern for a push-up. It's just pulling, except we're making sure to stay in pretty close, pulling back to the hip. But again, if you want to pull out here, no big deal. We just don't want to pull and have our forearm do weird stuff. We want the forearm to always be vertical So the elbow is leading and this forearm is just sort of following wherever that elbow goes. So if you're a little wider, it'll hit different parts of the back. If you're a little narrower, it'll work other different parts of the back. Sound good? 30 seconds each. If you have a couple different weights, you could use something light. You could use nothing for the first round and then grab a light weight and go up from there. We'll rest 1 minute between our sets. So we're gonna have a lot of time to just shoot the shit or whatever we wanna do. Okay. Y'all ready for that press? All right, press on the right in 2, 1, go for it. 30 seconds. Nice slow return. Standing up tall, butt tight, front tight throughout. Oh, why did I start with this huge dumbbell? Should have listened to my own advice there. Other side in 2, 1, go for it. Getting ready for our first bent over row in 2, 1, go for it. So nice lengthened spine is what we're going for. Eyes more or less straight down is going to help you sort of determine that your angle is pretty good. Nice, looking good. Braced on the knee or on an object. Other side in 3, 2, 1, go for it. Completing that pull, getting the shoulder blades squeezed together at the top should be your goal. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we rest for a minute. Woo. All right, so probably you have a good sense of how challenging that felt. For me, a little too challenging for the first round, but you know, I can adjust down or up a little bit. Maybe you have an adjustable weight you can play around with. You could pick the pace up a little bit. If you're like feeling like I don't have a slightly heavier weight, but I need a little bit more challenge, all of those are great options. Everyone was looking really strong, but you know, during these minutes, feel free to ask me if you have any questions on form stuff. I just like to keep moving during my rest. I imagine it's pumping fresh blood into my muscles, but you know, here we go. First side. 3, 2, 1. Press. Woo, spicy. Three, 2, 1, other side. Nice, everybody, looking good. Upper back stays on a little bit. Butt and front on a lot. Especially if you don't have a weight to really challenge your overhead press. Think of this as standing core more than anything. 3, 2, 1. First side bent over row. Nice, nice, everybody. Nice long lines. Tail going out through the head. Eyes more or less straight down. If your neck is neutral and you're looking way out to the corner of the room, 3, 2, 1, other side. You might think about a little bit deeper hinge in the hips. Oh, it's looking pretty solid though, nice. Nice Nate, nice full pull on that. Nice Jen, go for that squeeze in the upper back, shoulder blades squeezing together at the top. 3, 2, 1, little break. Woo. Nice work.
Is it for the bent over rows? Does it matter if the bell is in the middle or on the side?
Like
between your legs,
this,
yeah, or should
this
it be?
versus
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Yeah, I think this would work decent with a bell. With a dumbbell, you would probably be hitting yourself. So if it doesn't feel like your knees are getting in the way and you're able to stay nice and solid, I would think for a bent over row here with a kettlebell, it might be hard to like keep that from doing weird things to your knee. That's why I would generally do like a little stagger stance. But yeah, whatever feels the most right in terms of being able to be in like a strong hinged position and feel like you have the connection with the floor to stabilize your hips.
Okay.
It's great, yeah. Whew. All right, for those bent over rows, really thinking about squeezing the chest open and getting the elbow and shoulder high. First side, 3, 2, 1, go for it. Nice, everyone. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1, other side. Nice, Jen. Really strong overhead position. Nice, Marit. Nice, still center. Beautiful. Nice, stall. Tall, standing position, everyone. Good pace, Kira. Nice, Beth. Looking good. Way to fight for it at the top there. It's a good sign. 3, 2, 1, bent over row. Nice, Kira. Good mobility through the shoulder. Elbow nice and high. Nice, Beth. Same. Good squeeze at the top. Other side in 3, 2, 1. Nice, Marit. Looking good. Really good range of motion through the shoulder. Nice, strong pull. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice. So it can be tempting on those bent over rows to kind of pull the weight towards your shoulder and end up here. We really want to be careful that we're letting the wrist be right under the elbow the whole time, which usually feels a little bit more like rowing to the hip or bottom of the ribs. So no one's doing this like extreme shrug shoulder thing, which is good. Everyone's getting pretty open through their chest, which is another good sign that that pull is going sort of in the right direction, whether it's really close to the body or out to the side. The telltale is if the shoulder sort of dives forward towards the weight, then we know we're sort of doing something weird with our shoulder to compensate. Woo, is this getting hard? Yeah, for me too. I had to abandon the 50 for sure. What are we at? 2 left? Yeah? First side, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, penultimate round. Nice, beautifully strict, everyone. Really good job keeping strong posture. 3, 2, 1, other side. Nice, everybody. You got this. Woo. 3, 2, 1, row. Three, 2, 1. Nice, everybody, looking good. Nice, Nate, nice full pull on that. Nice chin, really nice and strong. Spinal position. Good hinge. 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. Last round coming up. If you wanted to warm your feet up a little bit, that would be a good thing to work on for 30 seconds here. We do some hops. Have the option of some hops in a little bit here. Do some calf raise. Oh, or maybe just chill, whatever, whatever, we'll get there. All right, you ready for the last round? For the last time, pick that thing up. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, ready, go. Sorry, you're gonna just have to trust me on the 30 seconds here, but I got it. Yes, beautiful, everyone. Nice top positions, nice strong standing core positions. 3, 2, 1, other side. Yes, yes, nice, Jen. Really strong overhead, nice strong standing position. Nice, Kira, good pace. Way to challenge yourself this morning. Ooh, yeah, nice, Beth, way to fight for it. Good stability, keeping it strict. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, row. Yes, beautiful. Nice, Mark, nice, strong, stable position. 3, 2, 1, last side. A little bit of power to get it up there. Nice controlled return every time. Nice, Kira, squeeze those shoulder blades together at the top. Yes. Nice, Nate, nice full pull, beautiful. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1, break. Ooh. Yes, yes. All right. Grab a drink. Do some little stuff with your feet. You can do some little treads, balls of the feet. Stretch your toes out a little bit, some calf raises. Do some little fast feet. Whew, I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water while you do the same. Delicious. All right. We have a lovely little 12-minute AMRAP. It's going to be 10 deadlifts, 20 lateral hops over an object, which if it's a kettlebell, be careful. Be careful out there, those handles are mighty high. They're going to do 10 push press and then another 20 lateral hops. That's a lot of lateral hops, everyone. I think last week we did a total of 20 lateral hops, maybe. This week we're doing a total of 40 every single round. So safety first. Hopefully you have a safety network somewhere nearby should something happen and push your life alert or whatever. So this is a great option. Just fast. You got to get those knees up. No jumping required. Very, very safe. 1, 2, etc. A little staggers hop. It's another good option. Boop, boop. That can be sort of the next step in dynamics. And you may want to warm up. Rebounding back and forth, like first thing in the morning over something, is like a recipe for Achilles and calf sort of strain. So let's make sure we're nice and warm before we start bounding and rebounding then off of that Achilles. So step, little staggered hop, great. Singles, up and over, also great. And then the final would be going right from one jump to the next. And that does put a fair stretch on your Achilles and calf. Many of you are going to be just fine with that. I'm going to wait till round 2 or 3 before I get into that sort of thing. All right. We have 10 deadlifts to start, but this is like it's a dumbbell workout if you have a dumbbell. So how do we do a deadlift with one dumbbell? Lots of different ways. We could stand right over it. We could do our deadlift sort of sumo style, one hand coming down. If you have a kettlebell, you could grab your handle, obviously, and do your kettlebell deadlift however you like. You could do your deadlift out to the side. If you have 2 dumbbells, you could do it this way as well. Getting all the way down to the floor, out to the side, is like a pretty fun challenge. It challenges range of motion through the hips and ankles and knees, more than that like sumo stance. And it's also that suitcase deadlift kind of situation is definitely going to pull you that direction. So you really have to be a lot more active through your core to not like do something like this. So even though we're holding a weight just on one side, we would want to make sure our weight is really centered in our feet. So we're not tipping over to one side. We're not allowing the knees to shove out of the way. And then 10 push press. So it's kind of like what we just did, except we're doing that little dip. Knees come out on our dip, and it's a very little dip. So boop, knees just come out a little bit. We dip maybe an inch or 2 right into that push press. You can do singles or trying to string these together, where you sort of catch pop. Catch pop is a good challenge. If you can do 10 on one side for deadlifts and push press in one round, great. If you need to split those up 5 and 5, that'll help you be a little more balanced throughout. And it's gonna end up being a long 12 minutes, so split it up as you like. All right, are you ready? Any questions? Thumbs up all around. All right, beautiful. Our 12 minutes starts in 10. I'll talk through the first round, and then we'll just sort of do what we came here to do. 10 deadlifts in 3, 2, 1, go for it. Any variation of deadlift, suitcase, sumo, balanced hand to hand, one object in the middle or off to the side, all good. And we start in on our first 20 side to side. We count every time over as a rep. I dare say just about any variation that you do pretty quickly is going to lead to a significant challenge. Be 100% confident every time you go over that thing that you're going to make it. Nice, Nate. I see you going way up over that kettlebell. All right, and then we're getting into our first set of push press. Make these similar to your presses. Just allow the legs to do a fair amount of that work. Nice, right back into your next 20. All right, rinse, repeat, right back to those deadlifts. Ooh, this is a core blast. Glutes, hips, that lower core, super stabilizing for all of this. Woo. Nice, everybody, looking good. Yes, yes. Some clothes coming off as we get hot here. Beautiful. Nice, nice, Nate. Nice, Beth. Looking strong in those deadlifts. Nice, Kira, nice and fast. As usual, fast and strong. Nice, Jen. I like that you're double tasking, getting some work done while you're getting over that dumbbell. Might as well. Nice, Mark. Good power on those presses. Yes. You can feel yourself getting stronger. I can see it. It's happening. Nice, Beth. Beautiful pace. Nice, consistent pace out there. Woo, Jen, those push press look amazing. Nice, Mart. Really strong through that full range of motion. Looking good. I've got good news and bad news. Halfway, halfway, woo, yes. Beautiful, everyone, beautiful. Looking so good. Fast, strong, smooth. In this second half, recommit to control. Tight through the midsection, tall through the top of the head. Weight balance in each foot throughout each movement. Nice. Nice, Beth. Strong pace. Looking good. Yes. Nice, Kira. Super fast. Super strong. Nice, Mark. Beautiful control. Nice power, Nate. Really strong pace. Woo. Nice, Jen. I'm with you on these step overs. That's feeling right about now. Woo, Jen, nice full range of motion on that deadlift. Looking good. A little under 4 minutes. We're in the final third here, everybody. This is starting to feel like a push press workout to me. Nice, looking good, everybody. 3 minutes, final quarter, here we go. Yes, yes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Beautiful, you got this. Nice, Nate, still strong in those presses. Nice, Marit, beautiful. Nice dip, nice drive. Beth, great pace. Killing it, everybody. Yes, Kira. Ooh, strong pace. Fire, fire. Great consistency, Jen. You're doing it. We're all doing it. So close. Last minute. You got this, everybody. Finish strong. "20 seconds. Yes, you got this. Control, confidence, all the way to the wheel. And 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yes, way to go. Beth, finish your 10. Nice. Woo. Woo. Feel free to write what you got in the chat. If you were like, I don't know, cool. I wasn't really counting myself. Can be a nice challenge. Oh. All right. Take a few deep breaths. If you do have to get going, we are pretty much at the end of our time. So feel free to unmute yourself, sign off, however you like. I'm just going to show a quick mobility piece, specifically for glutes and low back. That was just a brutal onslaught of like our hip stabilizers and our core stabilizers, which are generally hard to stretch. In order to stretch some of those things, you have to really be moving through your spine a lot. So we're going to focus on a little stretch through rotation. So from seated, I'm getting one hip or one heel in towards the hip underneath. I'm going to try to plant that other foot across, and I'm going to fail, but I'm going to try to get my hips both on the floor. My one hip is just slightly up. That's okay, but we're trying not to be like, woo, way leaned over. From here, I'm just going to grab that upward knee. I'm going to just pull myself into a little bit more of an upright position, stretching out tall through the top of the head. I'm going to take a deep breath in. You can plant your other hand behind if that feels good. Either way is fine. Deep breath in, fill the hips, fill the lower abdomen, fill the mid back, upper back, and then long, slow exhale, just taking up the slack that provided. So the breath is where the effort comes in the stretch. The rotation is should just be there. Deep breath in, feel yourself lengthening through the top of your head as you fill your lower body with that breath. And then exhale, and that little extra bit of rotation is just there, right? Some people like to get their elbow in. I personally don't feel like I need that, but that's something that people do with this practice. So play around with that as you like. One more time, deep breath in, getting tall. Long, slow, controlled exhale, and that little extra range of motion should just be there. And then just take a couple breaths here. And slowly release yourself. We're gonna do just a tiny counter twist. So still stretching up nice and tall and just looking over that other shoulder just a tiny bit. And then we're gonna switch legs. Aha! I'm gonna get you started on this and then I'm gonna sign off because I gotta get started on that next class. But just remember, stretching up tall through the top of the head, your breath fills and expands, and then that long, slow exhale just leads you to that extra room that you made in the breath. Really nice work, everybody. That's a challenging workout. It was a pleasure to be here with you once again this morning. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Made it over the hump.